What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wayne. We back in the building with another dope video.
You ugly motherfucker.
And in today's video, we a homestead journey. Okay, so I don't have a schedule of what type of videos I'm gonna upload when, but what I do have is some sort of idea. So my idea is I'm thinking Sunday nights. I don't know who's gonna be here, if anybody, but Sunday nights we gonna do a not a pod the balloon video, and then that way Monday through Wednesday I'll do a pod the balloon video. But today's Sunday night, so shout out to my commanders. We got a dub today over CGA's bum ass. Come on, bro. We got a dub today over CGA's bum ass Raiders.
You ugly motherfucker.
Shout out to CGA, you know what I mean? We just got a dub today, so
you have to read this story.
put belt the backside on them boys.
Oh, no.
But anyway, with that being said, there's a great content creator, and I guess I'll just say her name, but she goes by a homestead journey, and I like her content. Her content's kind of short and sweet and to the point. She got good thumbnails. Plus,
I'm finna go deep inside. Yeah. Just leave them nuts hanging.
That's always in play too. So, but
nigga balls clocking like a glockenspiel up on the clip. Clock, clock, clock.
Yeah, so I have another video that I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do one on homestead journey because with lost a job, we're gonna be talking about a couple things, right? So we're gonna be talking about, like, you know, the cost of stuff going up, you know, not owning anything and all that. But for a homestead journey, she's a really good YouTuber, and so I wanted to highlight that. That being said, we finna get into it. All right, I know I'm here. I know I'm good. I'm live. So hold on. Come on, bruh. All right, so I know I'm live. So what I'm about to do now is go ahead and we'll hit this on throw this on IG. I'm gonna throw this on the stories. Hold on real quick. It's just Sunday night. Shout out to anybody who's gonna come by the stream, you know. People liking my posts and shit like that. I'm trying to get, like, is it gonna notify niggas? Alright, basically. So it did, you know what I mean? Anyway, hold on. All right, so we got that, you know, straightened up. So that's what I think I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna work on trying to get a like an intro video, and that way before I go live, I'm gonna just put the video on and it plays. So I'm gonna focus on doing that tomorrow, and yeah, getting out here and cutting this grass, nigga. In 90-some degree. I'm gonna have to do that shit early as hell, but yeah. 90-some degree weather out here. But anyway, I wanted to talk about a homestead journey, and then another video. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can't. I thought I saved it. Hold on. Um, but yeah, shout out to anybody who's gonna come by and pop by. Um, I don't know. Okay, I think it was this one. We gonna line it up. But anyway, first things first. I do want to showcase Homestead Journey. Um, she had a great video, as all of her videos are great. But I just really
Let this
mess
be
with her as
your
a
reminder, you
content.
guys. We don't own anything on social media. This is their app. They can at any time get rid of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, your email. We don't own anything.
And ultimately, that's how you completely control human beings.
From housing costs that have exploded to endless subscriptions, debt traps, and a rent everything economy, Gen Z is
I'm
being
finna go
pushed
deep
into a
inside.
position where money keeps flowing out
Just leave
forever.
them nuts
And the
hanging
part
out.
that's really concerning is that this is not just for Gen Z. This is for all generations, and it's a glimpse of what our future can look like if the system doesn't change or our spending habits do not change.
You know what I'm sick of?
What?
Subscription services for everything.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them. I'm tired. Like, it started with
See,
streaming.
here's the thing that people got to realize: if you're sick of subscription services, what subscription service by law you are required to have? You are not required to have any subscription service. So just the fact that there is something that to subscribe to, you don't have to subscribe to it. And that's really like kind of what I want to like focus on. When we do the pot of balloon videos, we'll talk about the pot of balloons, we'll roast and we'll say why people say dumb stuff and stuff like that. But on these videos where I'm talking about like stuff that really affects people like at home, not like for entertainment at home, I want to always be open and honest with people and say like, look, you don't have to have subscription services, bruh. There's no law saying you have to have subscription services. Give it up. Stop buying stuff that people can't own. And this is the hardest thing for me, just because I ruined my life financially with just paying for stuff. But I was more the lazy type. I wasn't like more the really like not trying to take action and shit like that. I was just the lazy type. So stuff would lapse. I'd have too many different things, dinging me. And so eventually what I realized is I had to stop all that, especially when I don't use the stuff. But another great thing I tell people is if you ever have to use something for a subscription service, put that shit on a Walgreens debit card, bruh. That way when they ding you, when they ding you for not getting hit, when they ding you for your thing, you won't have to if it just lapses or it falls out. Like let's say you have a subscription service for $20 a month. It doesn't matter, whatever it is, you're paying a lot for it. But just because most of the subscriptions is like $10, but let's say you have one for $20 a month. Eventually, what you can do is just get a Walgreens debit card, put the subscription to that, and then always trickle money into that. That way, if they or you forget, they just cut it off. Then that way you can just reload the card. Like you don't want these subscription services having your direct info, like your regular bank info. They don't need your Chase or Wells Fargo or any of that information. They need Walgreens Green Dot information. So if you feel like you called, told them, yeah, I'm done with the subscription, or you signed up online and you canceled subscription, and because I had this where I had a subscription service for like almost $50 a month for Code Academy, and I called I went through the process online of canceling it, and when I got through all of them trying to wheel me back in, the thing just cut out and it said sorry, there was an unforced error. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. Weeks later, bam, get hit with another, subscription fee. And I'm like, damn, like, what is this? So, yeah, make sure you're using green dot is what I'm trying to say.
Services, and it seemed like a good idea, right? It was like, okay, cool. Instead of buying DVDs, I can just pay X dollars a month and I can get all these shows. But now they're starting to take away the shows, and there's 900 subscription services for things.
Yeah.
For all these different streaming channels, right? And now I'm seeing that they got subscription services now for refrigerators.
Yeah.
For rich people.
Bruh, they have subscription services for everything, sir. You're looking at it as a subscription service for a refrigerator, bro. They have subscription services for everything. Any and everything you can think of. So, just don't look at it as a subscription service for one thing. They got it for everything, bro.
It cannot be bought. It can only be licensed on a monthly basis. And what happens is you never get to a point where like those costs trail off. Like those costs are forever. They're in perpetuity every month until the end of the universe. And
yes, that's what a subscription service is. And like people have to get out of the idea that a subscription service is even good. Subscription services by and large really ain't even good. Imagine the things you get subscription services for. It's mainly entertainment. It's something that you want to do. It's not something that you have to get or have to do. It's something that you want to do. Because everything that you have to get, you need to have a contract for. Give you an example. You need a car. You can't subscription service a car. You have to get it on contract. You can subscription service Netflix, but you don't have to have Netflix. You see what I'm saying? You have to have a house. That's on contract. They'll never, yes, you pay monthly in the subscription model, but you're on a contract for a set amount of time to even eventually own the home. But something like getting a refrigerator or getting some electronics or getting like musical gear, all of that shit's on a subscription service or Klarna or pay as you go, stuff like that. Yeah, you don't need these subscription services. People have to get out of just needing this crutch of a subscription service.
That's something like your folks or your grandparents didn't have to deal with. Because back in the day, like, not even a house, but let alone other things you could just buy outright. Like, you can't just buy Adobe anymore. You have to join one of their subscription plans. You can't just...
And I'm glad he said that. But the thing is, you don't need Adobe. I'm not saying to go the free route because I'm not a free hustler. What I mean by that is I'm not somebody that just hustles off the free version. No. I use the method of what works. What gets you the most amount of, what can you put the most amount of effort in to get the most amount back? So you have to do a little research though, in my method. So give you a prime example, right? I know how to use Python. Just enough to get like all the code, like anything I want the terminal to say. And like, I'm learning Flask right now. So eventually, maybe in a few months, I'll be able to just make a whole website from start to finish. A website. It's going to look like shit. It's going to be like the shittiest website you ever seen, but I'll know how to do it. Now, I told you earlier, I had a subscription for Code Academy, and Code Academy didn't help me, but I was paying $50 a month for it. I'm not a cheap ass, but what I'm saying is it didn't help me. So I went a different route and just paid for a couple of Udemy's code things. But I realized, you know what? I have to find the best teacher to teach Python to me. And one of the best teachers that I found to teach Python to me was a couple YouTube channels, which were free. One of which was Bro Code, but the main one is Indently. 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 And the reason why his taught me so much is because shout out to Indently if you ever come across my content. The reason why his taught me so much was because when somebody's trying to teach you something, they teach you like the normal way. Like, hey, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Most people will tell you the reason why you're going to do this, the reason why you're going to do that, the reason why you're going to do that. But the very few are going to teach you like the tips and tricks of what to think. And that's where I got the most value from, evidently. And that's the reason why, I know what I know now, right? And so it wasn't, now I say that all that to say it's free. His teaching is free. He has a YouTube channel, and I learned how to use Python from a free YouTube channel. Now I had a paid subscription, but that paid subscription didn't help me because it was probably just teaching me the normal way. And I grew up with ADHD, so I needed fed to me a certain way. His thinking or his videos kind of taught me the tips and tricks to using something. So it really helped me. Now that was a free version. I'm not telling you to be a free hustler and always go for a free version. But when it comes to subscriptions, like he just said, Adobe, bring this all back to him. You don't have to use Adobe. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have to use Adobe. You can use a free platform. You can use a non-traditional one. You can use a different one that's cheaper. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to just be with Adobe. That's what I'm trying to say. You can be with one that's not as good as Adobe. You know what I mean? That you can do. But, or you can just save your coins and purchase it outright. But you don't need you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to have these services.
Buy Microsoft Excel software. You have to stream spreadsheets now.
Hate that everything is a subscription now. Like, there are some things that are not meant to be a subscription. Why does it seem like every single business is now trying this business model? Like, I get you want to make money more than anything in the world, and I get there is people who are willing to pay for a subscription, but like, can we just not? Can we just not?
Can someone please explain to me how it is legal that this new company has introduced a subscription for existing customers? I bought my Snoop before they introduced the subscription model. I paid like $1,200 for my Snoop, so it was not a cheap purchase. And if I knew that it was going to be behind a subscription model, I might have made a different choice. It just feels like a bit of a bait and switch. Am I the only one who thinks this? Like, how is this?
Well, now that you know what you know, change it, Change it, get rid of it, go with a different platform, go with something different, There's always a way around something. And a lot of people don't look at it. They look at it like, oh, well, I'm going to just power through, or oh, I'm going to just do it this way. Like, I'm not telling you that way is wrong. I'm not telling you that way is not best for you. I'm just saying that that's not the only way. There's other ways. Are you going to have to get creative? Yes. Are you going to have to figure some shit out? Yes. I don't know, but you need to do something about it. That's not for me to do. And I tell everybody that, I've even told my mom that, you don't have to subscribe to certain things. You can go without it. If it's really that bad of something that you need, they will put it on some type of contract. You can't just subscribe a house. Yes, there's a similar model where you pay monthly, but you're on a contract. You're going to stay for this long. Subscription service, you get to jump in and jump out. You know what I mean? So just, if that's the case, just figure out what you want and just pay for it outright.
Or legal. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I think that corporations and politicians are failing to understand is how much people are getting annoyed with our current iteration of capitalism in the US. Think about the subscription economy. Instead of buying something and paying once, you are now being charged monthly for so many things, right? Or every single business having its own app. So in order to get something done, you need to download a new app. Both of these things are symptoms of shareholder capitalism.
No, well, I mean, listen, you can have that viewpoint. I'm getting ready to get off this video because I was watching this and this isn't really what I wanted to talk about, but I love Homestead Journey's channel, and I'll be reviewing more of her videos because to me, she's one of the best YouTubers in the game. You know what I mean? And plus,
I'm finna go deep inside.
There's always that.
Yeah.
So
just leave them nuts hanging out. Yeah.
Anyway, where's it at? Okay, here it is.
I got fired today from a job that I didn't even like, and what's really
Is they let me work the entire day before letting me go.
The jobs report was released, and the results, they were bad.
Fortunately, today I am not bringing good news. If you are on this
Hold
call,
on.
this will be your last day at Corporate Corp.
So with the never-ending news and stats coming out with the job market while we're on the home stretch of 2025, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not looking that good. The jobs reports, the downward revisions that happen a few months after, and the total layoffs this year paint a grim reality that has honestly been happening since I started making videos on this channel. We have a lot to go over today along with comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But I don't want to waste any more time, let's just jump right into it.
Salesforce says it has cut 4,000 of its customer support roles. CEO Mark Benioff revealed.
Yeah, shout out to this YouTuber. I know I'm like reviewing a review of a YouTuber, but I came across this video and I just wanted to talk about it. It's 5 days old, so I'm gonna shout the YouTuber out, and you know I'll probably have a link to his thing in the description box too. So, or I'll put it in there once the thing is here. But shout out to him.
Layoffs during an interview on the Logan Bartlett Show. Salesforce tells NBC Bay Area, quote, because of the benefits and efficiencies of Agent Force, we've seen the number of support cases we handle decline, and we no longer need to actively backfill support engineer roles. HR consultant Lori Rudiman says AI is affecting jobs in several fields. She says that if you want to stay employed or are looking for work, new skills are needed, not just contacts.
If your network could get you a job, it would have done it already. It would have done it yesterday. So it's on you to really expand your vision, expand your horizons.
And this is and shout out to whoever's in my
You ugly motherfucker.
I don't laughing man or poor man, that might be you. Shout out to Scotty, is that you, nigga?
You ugly motherfucker.
I don't know, but we're gonna do a pot of balloon tomorrow. In this video, I just wanted to talk about this job thing because I came across this video and I wanted to talk about it because this is something that was always heavy on my heart to just speak about it and just not heavy on my heart to like really dive into it, but it was always been heavy on my heart to like do business for myself. So, and now that I have like videos like this and I came across this, I'm always thinking about this type of thing because it's something serious. It's for a lot of people, and that's why I have a lot of irons and a lot of fires. I have tons of like business things that I like try to work through on a daily basis. Writing my book, I have business ideas and I'm trying to work on. I have somebody helping me work on it. I have like 1,000,001 things, and then I have like things that are sitting me down currently, but once those are gone, I'll kind of like have more income to like push into those, and hopefully those take off. But jobs. Everybody has a job, everybody has a career, but these jobs are not safe. AI is coming. I had friends, right? And I was telling my homies all the time, like, man, you gotta learn a skill. You gotta learn something technical, right? My homie's like, man, that AI shit is gonna come and go. I'm like, bruh, I'm with you. I think it will come and go. But I feel like when it goes, the world's gonna go with it. But until it goes, if you're gonna be alive, you're gonna be dealing with the remnants of it. It's like a bully, you know. The bully will always bully a kid. The thing is, the kid's gonna get older, and the kid's gonna come back with a gun. You know what I mean? So until that kid comes back, you're just gonna deal with the bully. And today's bully is AI and job loss. So, yeah, this is to me, is something that's big. It's only gonna get worse, and I'm doing my part to like learn a technical skill, which I could say I'm almost to the point of learning Flash. I'm learning how to use Python, so I talk about it often, right? Learn how to code. I tried to do it before in the past, but I never really found the training or the teacher that was like can teach to me. And so I finally found one that was really good, and he took me from 10% to 70% in months. And I'm thankful for him and all that. Of course, he was a YouTuber, so shout out to you.
You ugly
But
motherfucker.
and hopefully maybe within 6 months I'll finish learning how to use Flash and maybe even Django, and then hey, I can create a basic application, something on a computer, or I can learn how to create a whole website. Well, I know how to process the pieces of a website, but I need to learn the Flash framework and I can do web development or something like that. But I'm not there yet. But I'm a good ways there. I say that to say this. You don't have to learn how to code like me. You can do some in IT, you can do some in data analytics, you can do some in cybersecurity, you can do some in just anything. But you have to get some type of technical skill. And I say that for everybody because these jobs, even the technical people with the technical skills are going to lose. But the thing about a technical skill is you can create in a digital age, and the tools that do come out, you maneuver them way easier to create what you need. So, for example, you don't have to know how to code to create a website. Correct. You can use AI, several different ones. You can go to REPL and have them run all the code base and Replit. I said REPL. You can go to Replit, have them run all the code base, and then boom. They'll give you the thing. It'll be on your computer, but you can then extrapolate it out, get a database, however you're going to do that, and then learn how to do all that. Cool. But if you have that, you can learn to tweak it, you can learn to edit it, you can learn to use it for different features if you have the knowledge of like coding, right? So, and that's just that. Any technical skill you can do. But I tell people all the time, these jobs are gonna dwindle down day by day, month by month, week by week. It's going to happen. I saw 6 months ago, they had a robot, not like the little robot that was in Texas walking around, laughing at people, calling them, shut up, bitch. Like not that little robot, but a robot. I can't remember the name of the company. I want to say it was something like Solara or Solarin, something like that. But it was a cleaning robot. It was in shit. It was in a corporate building, and what it did was it uses the elevator. It has a map of the whole building. It gets on, uses the elevator, goes up, goes into whatever floor, drives down to the bathroom, and it has all the stuff on the cart. It's got sprays for cleaning. It's got brushes to wipe shit down. It's got doing all that. So cleaning people, you think having a cleaning job is going to save you. It is not.
You ugly motherfucker.
No.
And I saw that 6 months ago. Easily 6 months ago. So it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Now, I have a job that will directly be impacted by AI. But most people have jobs that would be directly impacted by AI. You never really know what AI job will come next or what AI thing will come and take jobs next, but you have to do something to mitigate that. Now, I say you can learn new skills and you should learn new skills because you're going to need to learn how to deal with the AI that's there so that you can get your own piece of the pie. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the gold rush, everybody's digging for gold who ain't gonna find it. The real people who made out was the people selling the shovels. So you need to learn something like that. You can dig for the gold, but try to learn more, get a better skill to get better at digging the gold, but the real people are going to make out outside of it. That's what I'm trying to do. But what you could also do is learn to cut back. You can learn to live off, there's homesteading. There's great homesteading channels. There's tons of people on YouTube that show you how to can, show you how to do whatever. YouTube is a good example of it. So where my homies try to clown me for making YouTube videos, even though I started with the pot the balloon, and I'm not going to end there. I'm creating more content. I'm divulging, creating more content as it changes. It's just I started there. It was the most viral thing, and I literally started there. I'm not going to just stay there. Eventually, my channel will be vlogs outside. I have a health condition that's kind of like sitting me down right now, but there's going to be way more vlogs outside. I plan on getting out. I plan on traveling, doing more things. I don't know how soon, but I'm working with somebody. Poor man's gold. What up, boy? I'm working. What up, boy? We getting ready to talk about these jobs and shit. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be doing the pop the balloon. But I figure on Sundays is the day that I kind of fall back and do something like um kind of like culture related. And then like during the week I can do pop the balloons. But I was just explaining how um these jobs are going to become more and more they're going to fall off more and more. And AI is here to stay. You have to learn how to adapt to it. I'm not saying you have to just adapt. You have to fall to it, curtail to it. But you have to learn how to find a way around. There's always a way around something. You know what I mean? So YouTube is another great example of it. Like I said, I had friends who wanted to clown me for making YouTube videos, and I'm like, bruh, you're not understanding. You have a job. And both people have jobs that will be directly, because I know them personally, both of them have jobs that will be directly impacted by AI once it reaches them. Manual labor. Once both your manual labor jobs get impacted by AI, you have nothing to fall back on. Where you don't have a YouTube channel. I'm not saying you gotta do YouTube, but you don't have a YouTube channel, so you're not even trying, you're not even putting something in to try to find a way around it. Let's say I'm doing YouTube, and let's say in 6 more months, I'm monetizing. Maybe I'm making $1,000 a month from YouTube. From my base, what I figured out what I was doing a month. Once I reached that monetization level from my base, what I just figured out, if I keep doing what I'm doing a month, and let's just say I had the subscribers and the 4,000 hours watch time, I'll be making about $1,000 a month. I don't know who the fuck can't use $1,000 a month. If I just gave you $250 a week, you would be elated. So tomorrow, what time? Yeah, remember when they take over manual labor jobs? Yes, other ways around everything in technology. Sorry, especially. No, I mean, you're absolutely right, bro. But at the end of the day, no, I mean, hold on. Well, let me just say this. Tomorrow, I don't know what time I'm gonna stream. It's probably gonna be. I got a thing saying 11 o'clock, so I think I'm just gonna start at 11. Or you know what? I might change it. I don't want to say 10:45. I'll just do it at 11. Or it's either gonna be 10:30 or 11. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be on at 11. I know for a fact I'm gonna be on at 11. I'm gonna start the stream tomorrow at 11 for sure. But maybe going forward, I might do 10:30. But anyway, what you're saying is absolutely true. Manual labor will always be there. The problem with manual labor is it won't be there forever. Give you a prime example of that. Back in the day, a long, long time ago, long fucking time ago, we used to have 100 years ago, 150 years ago, we used to only the food that was grown in the ground was the food that people can eat. People were generally healthier then, yes. The issue is technology came. We found a way to get more wheat out of the ground, more nutrients and materials out of the ground, thus harming the ground itself, harming the wildlife that is needed to keep the ground clean. And when we got all that excess material out, we started packaging it and putting sweeteners in it. So from technology, we used to eat off the land. From technology, we have technology, meaning old ass machines. From technology, we now have Pop-Tarts, potato chips, fruit snacks, soda, beer. Like, we have all these extra things. So when you go from having to eat off the fat of the land to now having to, the technology comes and now you got Pop-Tarts. Well, it's easier for me to go get Pop-Tarts if I live someplace where I can't get to a farm, where I can't get to a farmer's market, where I can't get to my local farmer or do business with him. So technology does come. Technology will slowly, it will make things new and interesting, and it will give you different options. I didn't say the options will be good. Most of the time they're going to be bad, but it will come. The same way it happened to the farmers, and now we got potato chips everywhere, is the same way technology is coming. And although the jobs are going to go down, there may be better jobs in the future. I don't know. We may get more technology and better technology. We may have finally get them flying cars or robots, or like robots walking around as humans. Like, we may get all of that, but that day and age where manual labor is not needed, it will come. There's no doubt about it. I don't think it's today, evidently. I don't think it's tomorrow. But I know it will come, and when it comes, the people in it won't have nothing, won't know how to do. There won't be nothing for them to do. But it looks like everyone technology is first, then every time, bruh. I'm just trying to look at the chat, but I keep pressing the actual thing. Yeah, I mean, the thing, I don't know what point of the show you came in. I was telling a story about, it's a company called Solara. I'm gonna try to look up almost a year. Let me just look it up real quick, because I know you probably don't know about it. There's a cleaning robot that cleans corporate buildings. World's first cleaning robot. No, not the little. Oh, what was the name of the company? Well, I think that was it. No. So we got those little robot things that you corporate building, maybe. Corporate building. That's something like it. All right, so this video is 10 years old, so evidently there was a robot back then. But damn, where is it? Man, I can't find it. Man, I think I'm gonna just show you one. Yeah, but they had. Okay, so I saw a video 6 months ago for a cleaning robot that was cleaning a corporate building. It was kind of like this.
Human cleaners now have a helper. This robot is designed to clean office buildings by using cameras to recognize dirt.
So
It
look
then
at this
builds
robot.
up a map of the clutter. The robot can also identify garbage bins and empty out the trash.
Now I want you to notice two things about this. Look at the video. Look at the video quality. So the video quality is very old, kind of like an old training module type video. And then we're going to look at the upload date of the video.
Once it's done the job, it can swap tools on its own to start cleaning the floors.
See, this is what you're forgetting. They have these. I seen a video 6 months ago of something that was way bigger than, it was bigger than this. It was kind of like it looked like if you cut a refrigerator in half. It was about that big. And things coming out of it, but it carried the solution to clean, the solution to sanitize. It carried it carried water. I don't know how many gallons of water, and it will clean a bathroom. It can go in stalls. It could clean up. It can clean floors. It could do all of that, and then it would leave out the bathroom. Now I saw this 6 months ago, and I was like, "Yo, this is a real life thing." And it was in a corporate building. The name of the company was called Solara or Solar, something like that. I thought it was called Solara, but that was then.
The current version cleans slowly, but there are plans to speed it up.
See?
Still, it's an improvement over other cleaning robots.
Now, this is an improvement over other cleaning robots, but let's look at the date of when this was done. Look at that. Right there. This video was uploaded 10 years ago. So when you tell me that you don't think technology is going to come, technology is not here. Technology is here to stay, but manual labor will go. It's going up crazy. Go to 3,000 an ounce. 3,800. Yeah, I mean, I remember it was like 20 something. I can't even remember how long ago. And people were like, that was a really big number for it to be at. But, hey, these things will happen, and there's nothing we can, there's very few things we can do. Hold on. Let me go back to that video.
I got fired today from a job that I didn't even like, and
going to be.
We just learned that the U.S. erased nearly 1 million jobs from its books in the biggest negative revision ever. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said it overstated 911,000 jobs from April 24 to March 25.
Now, when they have these reports that come out talking about jobs this, jobs that, you got to realize that these jobs are fake. All of these job reports are fake. There's no way. And I hate when a president will come say, I created 50,000 new jobs. Bruh.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart dumb nigga.
There's no way anybody creates 100,000 jobs. There's never a way. By that logic, that's like somebody giving me $1,000. I go to a casino, $1,000 cash, and I come back and give them $300 and say, yeah, I'm a $300 winner. And they're going to say, where the other $700? Well, I ain't got it. So how are you a $300 winner if you lost $700 and I gave you 1,000? You see, that's what they're doing when they tell us there's this amount of jobs, that amount of jobs. No, there's a certain amount of jobs. People lose them. Maybe there are other jobs that are made just because technology changes, culture changes, and there's different jobs, but you still lost lots of jobs. There's no way you're creating new jobs. Plus, even if you were creating these new jobs, what's the wage? Is it a livable wage per where they're at in the country? Because I tell you, only 25, I think I seen something that say only 25% of all jobs across the biggest industries, all the main industries have livable wages. 25%. So if you take 1 out of 4 people who have a job and say 1 out of 4 people have a living wage, we're all screwed. Everybody's faking it till they make it, which I have no issue with because I'm gonna do the same thing too. But if there's no making it, there's nothing to fake it for. As a country, we're just dying. We're bleeding out. We're circling the drain, and I'm fine with it. I just tell people to prepare for it. I have family and loved ones. I try to tell them often to prepare for it. In fact, I had a YouTube channel I wanted to create called All Black Prep, where it was kind of more on the prepper side of the game, but I don't think we're necessarily there yet. But yes, I feel like there's Canadian Prepper who I like his content and his YouTube, and I haven't seen what he has to say about their City Prepper, but their big one I like is Canadian Prepper. I don't know where, I think he lives up in Alberta somewhere, but I don't know what he has to say about um since Charlie Kirk has passed, and rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, you know. But that's something else that people have to address, but that's for another day and time, you know. But just in this thing about jobs, like these jobs out here ain't shit.
That is the biggest preliminary downgrade in history and worse than what happened after the 2008 financial crisis. But this is not just some one-off mistake. It's the third year in a row of an unusually large downward revision. Over 2 million jobs have now been wiped out after the fact. This means the labor market, which we already knew was slowing down, is even weaker than anyone thought.
But there's probably a good amount of people that never see the downward revision. They'll get the news once a month that a certain amount of jobs have been created.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll think that there are a certain amount of jobs that are created and they're not. And shout out to this YouTuber. I just came across this video earlier. I saw like maybe almost up to this point, and I was like, all right, maybe this is something worth doing a YouTube video on. And this was dropped 5 days ago, so it's fairly recent. But yes, these jobs report are lying to people. Lying to people. There's already a thing called ghost jobs. So if you ever go on a job website to apply for jobs, 50 to 75% of the jobs that you're applying for don't even exist. They're just holding your data because they're actually selling off the data to other people. So a lot of people don't understand that because somebody will ask, well, what's the purpose of a job? What's the purpose of a company posting a position on Indeed if they don't need the person? Well, the reason they do it is simple. They want to hold your information for maybe if somebody does get fired, they can just keep you in the pipeline. And two, what a lot of people don't realize, they're selling your information off. Now, to who, I don't know, because it's just demographic information. Maybe to like colleges, maybe to like AI companies, maybe to other people. But that's what they're doing. They're selling your information off. Because if there's a job and 20,000 people applied, if there's a job and 5,000 people apply for it, nobody got the job, got hired from it. Well, what do I do with 5,000 applications or 5,000 people's data? I sell it. Sell it to who? For what? I don't know. I've heard something that they sell to AI companies to do better AI stuff with. I've heard they sell it to colleges to try to figure out what services and things like that to kind of charge people. I've heard a whole bunch of things, and trust me, maybe next week we're gonna do a thing on college, because college already in and of itself is probably the biggest thing that scam people. Over, not even, is it 50 years? And what was that number? I seen something that said over 50 years, college is the only thing that's went up 2,000% over 50 years. Nothing else in any other industry in history has ever done that. Went up 2,000% in like 50 years. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. How does something go up that much in that amount of time? Unbelievable. So,
and everything's completely fine. We're okay. But in reality, that's just not what's happening right now.
Yesterday, my company.
And I played another video before of a guy saying he had lost his job at Walmart doing, for whatever reason, I don't know. But then he said he tried to do Uber or he tried to do DoorDash, and they said, nope, it's too many people doing DoorDash in your area. So you can't even do DoorDash in your area because too many people are doing it. So now they don't even need you to do DoorDash. You're really screwed when the gig economy is oversaturated, because then there's no way for people to make money. And when there's no way for people to make money, it's no way for them to eat. But guess what they will do? They will be out and about, and they will be in the streets trying to... And that's where it's going to lead to.
company had the largest layoffs that they've done in a really long time, and it was actually one of the scariest things I've had to like witness in a work setting. I never thought that I would see so many people laid off from their job at once. All morning I just kept seeing people from my team just gone, 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 and I got phone calls from friends saying that they were gone too. I feel like right now I should be motivated to work and motivated to do better because I know that my job is always on the line actually. But in reality, I'm actually really demotivated, and I actually really feel for the people that lost their job. And I kind of just realized, you're just a number to these large corporate companies. No matter how good of a person you are, they don't know you.
While I do agree with that because
Yes, yes, you are a number to these large corporate companies. That's all. That's all anybody ever is worth. If I had a business and I had 50,000 people, if I had 1,000 people working for my company, I don't know all 1,000 people. I can't even act like I'm a know all 1,000 people. I'm too busy trying to keep the lights on. I'm too busy trying to keep everything running. But the way, yep, you're right. You got to do something. Like, I'm not saying I know you're doing something, but in general, people maybe aren't doing it. And that's fine if people don't want to do it, but everybody's going to have to do it because everybody's going to end up being broke at the end of the day. And it's fine. We're all going to be broke, but you have to figure out a way. See, my thing is, I don't like when people, because I've had friends that try to clown me for making content. And I was like, bro, you're not understanding. There's somebody called Kai Cenat from New York. 5, 6 years ago, he was a nobody. Nobody knew him. All of a sudden, he is every which way on Sunday. I've heard some, I don't want to be counting his money, but I heard something like 3, 4 months ago that he was clearing like $4 million a month off of YouTube, like just the views. So you can say what you want about people making content to the friends I had, but there's somebody making $4 million per month off of YouTube videos. You know, you're not going to tell me not to do something to try. I'll never be convinced by somebody not to try something. You know, I'm sharp enough to realize if something's going to work or not, if it's worth it or not, but I'm not overly sharp enough not to try something, especially if somebody's doing really good at it. You know, as long as you're trying shit, eventually you will hit something, you know? Life is like being at bat in baseball. You can keep swinging at every pitch that comes at you, and you're not going to hit every ball, but eventually you will hit something. You know? Eventually, one of them pitches will be slow enough, it'll hang up in the air just long enough, and you will hit it out of the park. Now, what it is, I don't know. But as long as you keep swinging at every pitch, because living life, you know, you're not like, you know, you can't just not, in that analogy, like, if you swing at every pitch, you're going to hit something. But, you know, nobody's sitting there counting like, oh, you swing 3 times in a row, you can't swing again. No, you keep swinging until you hit something. It may be YouTube, it may be a product, it may be going in business for yourself, it may be changing careers, it may be moving out of the country, it may be getting into precious metals like you are, it may be doing something else. You know, who knows what it is? You may have a love for drawing, but want to be a professional artist who does paintings and realize, damn, no, I'm not good at that. And you pick up doing tattoos, and then all of a sudden, everybody in your city wants you to do their tattoo. Now you charging somebody you charging them $1,000 just to do the consultation for a tattoo. Now you rich. Now you making $500,000 in the city, and you wanted to make murals of paintings. You know, you never know. As long as you keep swinging at every opportunity, something will hit.
Because I have said something similar in the past. I think something else to add to that while watching a whole bunch of your team, hundreds or thousands of people from the entire company just constantly walking out, if you're supposedly one of the lucky ones who have stayed, you're now going to have to pick up all the slack from the workers who did get fired. Tons of these companies are on a hiring freeze, whether they say it out loud or not, but at the end of the day, the work still needs to be done. So now you're supposed to be thankful that you still have a job while doing the work of multiple people with the exact same pay. We have another comment from you guys talking about a job fair clip that we watched. That job fair lady was
that job fair. Now, this job fair clip, if he shows it, it's ridiculous. When there was a job fair, and I think I showed it. I showed it in the other video, or maybe I didn't, but there was a job fair lady in California who went to a job fair, and none of the places in there were hiring. They were literally sending people to like their online place, and they were in there trying to sell something to the people for the job fair.
Lying, I no longer attend job fairs because you're definitely instructed to apply online. Then what's the point of going in person? Also, I've never seen one company hire anyone on the spot at these events. That's basically what we saw in a previous video. I don't know if it's a business write-off, maybe some sort of marketing scheme, even though you're just at a job fair. Everybody who's attending has the exact same goal in mind to potentially find a career. So that's why I was confused about it, but apparently this is much more widespread than I thought. So instead, you could just go online and Indeed and apply to hundreds or thousands of jobs and just get ghosted.
800,000 jobs have been cut this year in the US alone, and companies aren't done yet because as the year has progressed, layoffs have been picking up steam. They were much heavier in the second quarter than in the first quarter, which is highly unusual. And beyond all of this, there have been more than 2 million people actively looking for a job for around a year or more. And you know, for many of these people, it's been well over a year. And that's not counting all of the people who've given up because they've tried so long and found nothing. Because of all of this, it's an employer's market, which means that companies are taking their sweet time when it comes to hiring someone. Some of them go months and months trying to find the perfect candidate who will accept basically no pay for being a superhero around the office.
And he is not lying.
Yep. And the worst part about this, even with AI is now, because AI is here, where AI can pick up a job, and let's say a company could get the job done by AI, but they want to actually want to have real people do the job. Well, if AI could do it for free, and he would have to pay a person a salary to do it, now he can just pay them hourly. So much so that woman said, she was a manager of other salons and stuff like that, and she was going to be doing a tanning salon. She was going to be a manager for a tanning salon facility, and they wanted to pay her $14 an hour. She said she was losing like something like $10, and it was a pay cut of $10. How are you going to pay somebody $10 an hour to manage people? And she said she wouldn't have been there alone, so she was going to have to manage multiple different things. Listen, I say this, and I'm going to probably have another video about it later on in the week. I'm going to pick another day to kind of do another video kind of on certain topics, but there is only one way out of this. It's the same way with love and relationships. It's the same way with careers. It's the same thing with personal development. It's the same thing with our bodies, with health. There's only one way around this. You have to go back. We have to go back to living I'm not saying the God-fearing way, because none of us are God-fearing, but we have to go back to living the God-like way. So that's living off the land where we don't put chemicals in it. That's working for ourselves. And that's why I've always said the only true God-fearing people there are on this planet, at least, and I don't know, because they could still be full of shit in their own way, but the only true God-fearing people on this planet is the Amish community. Outside the Amish, everybody else is just away doing their own thing. We're celebrating holidays that God didn't say to do just because we have the ability to. The women are wearing makeup where God says don't wear it. We're eating things that we shouldn't eat. We're doing things to each other to compete in ways that we shouldn't do. We're lying, cheating, stealing, and killing from each other. By and large, I'm not saying anyone in particular, but by and large, you know, there's multiple people with multiple kids by women that and vice versa. You know, we got women with multiple kids and multiple dudes. It's a mess. The only way this goes is we got to go back to that godlike living. But ain't nobody finna do it when we got TikTok, when we got Instagram, when we got we can see a Corvette driving down the street. When we have commercials of different things we can do. So everybody has this idea that that's what we're supposed to do, or that's what we're supposed to want or have, or that's what we're supposed to get, and we're not owed that. Until everybody does that, goes to living like that, this will all keep happening, and it's going to get worse. Now, thankfully, I'm at an age where I don't think it will boil over. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does, I'd rather do it sooner than later because I don't want to be 65 when the world goes belly up and all the nukes start flying. Imagine being 65 when all the nukes start flying, you know? He said, I strongly believe there's going to increase in lady of the night worker and anything like that. You got those women that the drug and probably end up. Yeah, I mean it'll be that, you know. CGA is a great YouTuber. He's one that I watch every day. Shout out to CGA. And he always says women will be selling it for bottles of water. I'll go a step further. I think women will sell it for a place to stay. I think it'll get that bad. But I'm not saying I want it to get that bad. I'm just saying that's what I think will happen. So, and the only reason why I think it will happen is because when all these jobs start hitting and hurting, women are going to get affected by it first. And because nobody's taking on people, nobody's getting in relationships, nobody's getting married. So if women lose their jobs, they got to go live with somebody. Unless they're going to go live on the street. So if a woman's going to go live on the street, cool. But if she's going to go live with somebody, under what reason is the man going to have her live with him? There's only one reason to have somebody live with you. From a guy's perspective, you know, if he ain't hitting the raw with it, there's no reason for them to stay.
Nigga balls clocking like a glockenspiel up on the clip. Clock, clock, clock.
So, if a woman loses her job because the economy went belly up, and she lost her job, as most probably already have when these jobs happen, because the number one industry that's affected first is HR, and HR is the only industry that I believe wholeheartedly is the industry that is not needed. There is one useless industry in the world, and it is HR. Top to bottom, it's not needed. Is the information from HR needed? Yes, but you don't need to be going in. Y'all remember ever applying for a job and having to call up there? Yeah, did y'all check what's the status of my application? Bruh, you don't need HR no more. We got phones, we got texts, we got everything we need to do. The only thing we need is, okay, we need an agreement. Are you going to work here? Or what's your application? Okay, what's your name? What's this? What's that? I don't even need to interview people because we can do all that shit over Zoom and Skype. We don't need to interview people. So we don't need HR to interview people because we can do it over Skype. Sure, we need somebody to like clear people, but we don't need HR as a whole. We don't need HR to get people hired. You know, because they're submitting their resumes, this, that, and the fourth. We don't need HR to do with employment eligibility or employment benefits, because all of that can be done online, because it's always done online. Anything you want, you do online. So if the end user has to do everything he wants online, why the fuck am I dealing with HR? You know what I mean? If everything's gonna be shifted to online and we have like instructions and shit like that, there's no need for HR. The middleman is only there to do the paperwork, but the paperwork is not needed because everything's online. So, you know,
We've seen exact
now I got
instances of
5
that
people in here.
previously.
Shout out to
Another
y'all.
comment here. My
You know what I mean?
grandfather
You
worked
ugly
one job for his
motherfucker.
entire life, from 1937 to 1991. When we asked why he stayed and never left, he said, "They took care of me and my family." Those days do not exist anymore. I'm 36 and on my 3rd job due to 2 other jobs folding. One after working there for a decade, and I was recently told I'm being let go from my current job. There really is no company loyalty in today's world. If they
And that's why I said if there's no company loyalty in today's world, fine. That's a good thing. See, remember, I'm not the person who's going to say bad things that happen aren't good. It's both. You know, there you have up, down, you have left, right, you got in, out, black, white, you know, fat, skin. There's always two. Everything comes in pairs. So even when some bad shit happens to you, there's something good happening to you, or there's a good opportunity for you. Just because you got laid off from your job don't mean that something ain't good, better for you. You know? So you just got to figure out what that is. Not everything is going to be up front and right in your face. You know? These jobs folded. Maybe you have now this is a better chance for you to network. Or this is, you know, maybe this is a chance for you to go into business for yourself. And that's something that also will happen when all this AI shit boils over and goes away. Because I do think AI will eventually go away. I'll let you know when I think AI. Somebody remind me of what I think will happen when AI goes away. But when all of that shit goes away and we live off the land again, ain't gonna be no technology. Now homes will still be here. Maybe some people live in some homes or abandoned homes, or you gotta fix up homes, or maybe people tore down the homes and built their own home in the woods and this, that, and the fourth. Maybe, but you know, ain't gonna be none of that other shit.
need to cut costs for any reason, you're immediately taken out. And if you have watched one of my older videos, we have an update from a creator we took a look at that unfortunately had this exact thing happen to him.
What's up, guys? I'm Rylan. I've been working in corporate America for a little over 3 years. You may recognize my video from before where I joked around about wanting to crash my car into a tree. Today I was informed that 80 to 90% of our sales team has been laid off, including myself. It's not just newer hires, it's people that have been with the company for over 10 years, people that are 200% to quota, hitting all their goals, just informed that they no longer have a job.
200% the quota. So these people are hustling. These ain't the cheap people. Yes, sir. With more likely 5 to 10 kids packaged in tow. Yeah, the women will be like that.
Said, make sure you take your PTO, go to the birthday party, go to the wedding, take a vacation with your family, because at the end of the day, you are just another number to these corporations. They will drop you for any reason at any time. So yeah, make sure you take care of yourself. Don't give all your time to your job. And I'm gonna go crash my car into a tree. Catch you later.
I know he's saying this because
now here's the thing. He's got a lot of good points, but when I tell you that everybody should figure out a way to go into business for themselves, now I'm not saying go into business for yourself like you actually have to sell a physical product that you make. You just have to go do something for yourself, because you got to remember these companies are 100, 200 years old. These companies were started by one person. Now we have the ability to start companies by ourselves. And although we won't live to see our company hit 100 years, we will live to see significant growth, right? So you can start a company and then boom, it takes over doing it does $10,000 a month. That's very possible now, but is it possible forever? I don't know. But You know, it
In
is
the
what it
first
is.
clip, he was talking about what the point of all of this was. He went to school, got a degree, just like he was told to by his teachers in high school and his family, right? Racked up a ridiculous amount of student debt just to get a job that barely pays for the current cost of living, and then you have to give basically your life to that company, but if anything is a little shaky, you get examples like this, and he just got laid off. What are you really supposed to do? There's basically no way to win. Another comment here, emergency 6-month fund is not even enough. I've gone through it for the last 10 months, and the last 2 have been an absolute survival game. So the 6-month emergency fund doesn't really seem to be working for too many people right now. I would probably start saying a year or more, because potentially that could be how long you're looking, actively looking for a job in this market. You're not taking off time, going on vacations, you know, kind of looking for jobs here or there, but primarily you're just relaxing and living life. People are actively looking for jobs day in and day out and still finding nothing.
A woman's husband was laid off from his 25-year career at Microsoft after being randomly selected by an algorithm. Not a manager, not a human being at all, just a line of code that was like, you're out. Her husband was one of some 6,000 employees recently laid off by Microsoft, likely because of AI. Of course, the company won't admit that that's why, but their CEO did just say that up to 30% of the company's code is now written by AI. And the bulk of those recent layoffs was...
And I was just saying, that's the reason why I say that. I'm glad, like, I'm learning how to use Python and all that. Like, I'm so glad that, like, I have the ability to, like, pick up something, because it's not really complex. You just have to, like, be perfect in the way, like, you sparse out, like, information, you know? Or you're just going to run into errors when you're, like, your code is whatever. But the fact that I just was talking about this earlier in the video, I said, when you don't have to learn the code, but you have to learn a technical skill, and you have to learn how to, like, use ChatGPT, really use it, because 30% of their code is written by AI. I just told you how you can go to Replit.com, sign up for an account. It is a IDE, so it's an integrated development environment, right? So you write code on the thing, and you can run the code there, and whatever it spits out, it spits out. But AI is already integrated on all of these development platforms. So you can use Replit to type in what you're trying to create. It will create the app or whatever that you want. And you can take that app and then do whatever you need to do with it. You can just keep the code. You can pull it off and get a database, so that way people can access it. If you want to take whatever information from a user, you can do all of that from Replit. But the reason why I said everybody should try to learn code, try to learn Python, try to learn Go, or try to learn JavaScript, if you know, something like that. Like, the reason you should learn these things is because when you go on to, if you were to, like, get a technical skill, like making a website or something like that, you don't have to learn how to code, but you should learn how to navigate or, like, deal with the industry. So in 10 years, if you never learn the code, there's going to be, have y'all seen Fifth Element? We're going to have, like, technology like that. Whereas if you're sharp enough to learn a little bit of code, or you just know about, like, tweaking things, technology wise, you may learn to tweak things to your benefit, or you may learn to tweak things and create something completely different that you can go into business for. Kind of like a 3D printer. A 3D printer is nothing more than, okay, I want to create a lamp. So I will go to somebody who makes pots and say, hey, make this pot with a hollowed out and do this. And then he gives me the pot, and then I go to somebody, electronics maker, and say, hey, can you give me the basis of an electronic piece? And then I put it inside there, and I probably screw it down myself and run the cord, and boom, I got a lamp. Well, what a 3D printer does is you put the materials in it, and it creates a plastic, different material type cutout of what you want. Then you can just take that, paint it, and then boom, you got a lamp. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say people should learn
like
technology.
Software engineers that, you know, write code, so you can kind of do the math. And to make this even more chilling, those layoffs included Gabriela de Quiroz, who was Microsoft's, wait for it, Director of Artificial Intelligence for its startup products. This woman's husband's experience just underlines how indifferent and dehumanizing this is all becoming. She wrote in a Reddit post that her husband barely took sick days, regularly worked holidays so employees with kids could be at home with their children. He's won awards for solving multi-million-dollar software bugs. Even the CEO knew him by name. But none of it was enough to save him, and his last day will be his 48th birthday.
And
Yep. So that brings me to this point of where I told you I was gonna say, and this is a conspiracy theory, so conspiracy theory coming in hot. What it will look like when AI goes away, because I do think AI will go away. I don't know when, I don't know if we're ever gonna have flying cars, but it could be 5 years, it could be 50 years, it can be 100 years. What it's going to look like when all this AI and all this shit goes away, it's going to look like the I Am Legend movie. If you've seen I Am Legend, it's going to be just like that. Technology gone. We'll still have the cars on the streets. Everything, we'll have wildlife in downtown areas. Everything will be vacant. Now, I don't think we're going to have zombies and shit like that. Or we might. I don't know. But I think it'll be like that. Everybody will now live in the woods. They'll live in smaller communities, how it was when when Jesus was around. Something you can look it up called longhouses. Kind of like how Vikings did, where it's 1,000-person community. So imagine if you live in a neighborhood and all them homes in your neighborhood and the adjacent neighborhood, they all came together and like they all dealt and did whatever for each other. Then they took all their skills and kind of lived for them. So somebody figured out how to farm. They making food in their little area. The young children, when they grow up, they're going to be with other children from their area. They're going to live in amongst their community. They're going to take care of each other. That's what it's going to look like when AI goes away. When that happens, I don't know. The downtown areas is going to be extremely, they just going to be, nothing's going to come of it, It's just going to be there. Your skyscrapers are going to be there if they ain't already fallen or fell. Cars are going to be useless. Gas is not going to be needed. Guns will still work, So there will be people who war with each other. You will have people who come in and try to snipe somebody, come in and try to, because we over here, we eat rice and chicken, but over there, y'all got beef, you know what I mean? And y'all got, green beans and sweet potatoes, and we want some. And if your clan, if poor man's group, if he's the leader of his 1,000 people group and they don't want to do business with my 1,000 people group, well, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Ugly motherfucker.
And people don't think it will ever be like that. I think it will be like that. I just pray and hope this is at least, I'd say at least 50 years away.
Fortunately, if you want to look this up yourself, whether you're searching YouTube or going on TikTok, there are so many different examples just like this. I'm not cherry picking a few stories here or there. I also thought it was interesting that the head of the AI team ended up losing her job because of what she was doing for the company. Basically, the creator of your own demise there. But with the main story to this clip, you could be the absolute home run hero for massive corporations like Microsoft, and you'll still be cut out by an algorithm. This is why no one should ever be loyal to a corporation. Take your PTO, sick days, and everything. Another comment here. I got laid off in 2009 from a company that I worked for and devoted my life to for 12 years. I never really recovered from that. I had to seriously reevaluate my beliefs and values after that. I think it really is the programming that we get, especially in high school, how much we're pushed to go to college and get a
Yeah, we're pushed to go to college. I'm going to do a separate stream on college in and of itself because college has 50 bad things. It's got so many bad things wrong with it. The fact that it's went up 2,000% in like 50 years. The fact that the colleges aren't even, if they don't get you placed on a job, they're not deemed, that they don't have to give you partial money back. The fact that they got college kids who risk their life and limb to play sports, and up until recently now, because name, image, and likeness got passed, these college kids can make money from having a YouTube channel and stuff like that. That's why destroying the YouTuber who he was a UCF, he was the kicker for UCF. So a black guy, he was the kicker for UCF, but he became famous doing YouTube videos. Well, the college realized he was doing YouTube videos and he was starting to make money from his YouTube videos. So he had a choice. The college said, hey, you can't make money from YouTube and be in college kicking for us. It's against the rules. So he had to make a decision. He bet on himself, and shout out to him. Now he's got a career where he's making millions of dollars a year. Millions of dollars a year. But he had to give up kicking and his kind of want and dream to kick in the professional leagues and stuff like that. But, college is a whole big old scam by itself. But yes, this guy is correct. We do watch too many movies. We have too many things in our hand. We have too many ideas in our brain that we're supposed to be taken care of in a certain way from a job. And it never was intended like that. Again, when all these people, fake Christians and shit like that come out on these Pod the Balloon shows, show me in the Bible where it said you're supposed to devote yourself to a job or a career. You're not. God did not promise you easy life down here. You are going to work, both guy and girl. Now, work doesn't have to mean work at a job. Work just means you're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to do labor for something, for someone, I'm not saying a woman has to work a physical job, but she will have to work to keep her spot in her life. She will have to work to keep her spouse, or she will have to work to take care of kids. She will have to put in work to make babies. The guy is the same way. I'm not saying you got to put in work to have a wife, but you're going to put in work to put clothes on your back. You're going to put in work to keep your kids fed or put a roof over their head. You're going to put in work. I'm not saying you got to go get a job. I'm not even saying you can get out here and hustle in the street if you want. I don't advise it, but if you need to, you're going to do something. You're going to work. One thing that you ain't going to dodge work. Ain't nobody finna dodge doing something to get something, because that is what we do in life. Every time you see a baby, I want you to think there were two people that had to do something for that baby to get here. So everybody has to put in work. Something has to be done for something else to happen. Somebody gets born, that means two people were fucking. So something has to get done for something else to occur. But anyway, yes, he's correct. Too much stuff going on out.
And then you could have your nice corporate office. And if things don't go to that plan, it could really mess up a lot of people's lives.
So the unemployment rate for computer engineering graduates has more than tripled over the last year. A screenshot from the New York Fed report a year ago, computer engineering, 2.3% unemployment. Same source, a year later, computer engineering, 7.5% unemployment.
Computer engineering here, 600 plus applications and still unemployed. Outsourcing plus AI. And we have a ton of examples like.
Now, outsourcing is something that I don't really think it's bad, but it's a bad business model, not for the reason it's bad. It's bad because it's not hiring Americans to do the job, but it's good because you can get the job done cheaper, you know what I mean? It's like great value snacks at Walmart. If I put the great value snack in front of the regular snack and you don't know which one is which, but I can get the great value one way less than I can get the real one, oh, well, then we about to just get these great value ones and slap labels of brand names on them. They do that with everything. Every industry does it. You think of cologne. Cologne probably is one of the biggest industries that do this shit. How you got all these... How a company have 50 different cologne lines? You ever smell cologne? Like a good cologne or perfume? It's only about 10 different ways you can smell it. Like, there's only 10 different ones that you can smell. Other than that, you smelling the same shit. You know what I mean? So it's all coming from one source. They're slapping labels on it. Designer handbags. That Chinese guy put it out there a year ago. He said the same shop that creates Hermes and Yves Saint Laurent that y'all are paying back when the China terrorist was going on. He exposed it. He said this is the facility. This is our address. This is the person you can call if you want to get these things. You can get these things from here. So you can buy them straight from there. You don't have to go buy this expensive ass handbag. It's made in the same sweatshop in China. If a nice luxury handbag for $3,000 is made in the same shop that a cheap ass one is made in, why are you paying for the expensive one? It's using the same material, so the material ain't different. Maybe the color is different. You know, maybe certain features of the bag can be different, but why are you doing all that extra stuff? You know, the world is just the lies that we've been fed as kids, as adults. The lies ran out. There's no lie to be sold. You know, it's a Ponzi scheme. I think his name was Dave Ponzi. He lived a funny ass life. And maybe I'll find a video or something about this guy. This guy Ponzi that they call after the Ponzi scheme. If you figured out the shit that he did in his life, bruh, it's the weirdest, it's the funniest fucking story. But he was always hustling and scamming. Got kicked out of a country he got kicked out of a country, came back into the country illegally, was scamming people, bruh. He's the funniest, craziest nigga on earth. I think his name was Dave Ponzi, and he's from Maine, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
This up on screen right now is somebody with a computer science degree, basically saying the exact same thing. They got their degree and they are completely unemployed, cannot find a job right now. Computer science went from being the top 5 most desirable and highest paid majors to top 5 most unemployed grads. Literally in the span of 4 years, I was getting my degree. I mean, I also heard that while I was in high school as well. Computers are the future. Learn to code. You'd be able to make 6 figures easily and work at one of these tech giant corporations. And now all we're seeing is layoffs. I have a bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering. Make sure that you guys intern. It's tough out here while working at Target. I'm honestly impressed that you landed the Target gig because
my man has a bachelor's in aerospace engineering and working at Target.
You ugly motherfucker.
I'm not laughing at him, but I'm just saying, like, these colleges, bruh, college has to go. College has to go. Again, HR, college, all these things have to go. They're not needed no more. College is not needed. Now, college is needed for maybe 20 different career paths. Outside of that, it's got to go. It has to go. It's not needed for nothing in tech, because tech is all practice based. So you have to practice coding to get good at coding. So you don't need college to do that. The coding language itself is not technically hard to do. Thinking like a coder and like sparsing out all the ideas and like how to like this goes here, like coding is like putting together a very intricate engine or something like that. Any one piece is not hard, and all the directions for the pieces, you got a picture and it says where it goes, and even when you're coding, it throws errors and it shows you where the error is. It's either a syntax error, like you said, you have a space in something, or you indented wrong. Like it tells you what you did wrong, but it's like putting together an engine with all the pieces. They're tiny as hell, but they have the directions on where they go. If you can just get around that and kind of memorize that, you'll be great at it. So you don't need college for that. You don't need college to work in a business office, because that's all experience too, and that's who you know. You don't need college to learn Microsoft Excel. So college isn't needed for tech careers. You do need college for like a doctor. So then maybe that's the only thing, because they need to log their hours and they need to know, there needs to be somebody to test that they know physical things with the body and that they know about you do need college for maybe chemistry, so that they do know the periodic table, they do know the ins and outs of all of it. You don't need college for accounting. That is all numbers based. Numbers don't change. There ain't 50, 11 numbers. There's literally 10 of them or 9. So you just have to learn different processes to do. And when you don't need college for that, you can do that shit on your own and train on your own. What else you don't need college for? You know what I mean? There's tons of shit you need college for. Maybe to become a lawyer, you will want somebody to go to college because they need to log the hours. There needs to be somebody who like make sure that they're actually doing it the correct way. But tech, you don't need that to learn tech. You don't need it to learn accounting. If you want to do customer service or something like that, or business, you don't need to go to college for business to start a damn business or work in a business. It's not like different businesses do the same shit. What they sell is different. Target is no different than your mom and pop restaurant. It is a business. Target keeps inventory on what they have and what they use every day or on a monthly basis. That mom and pop stop does the same damn thing. They probably even use the same software. Target may use QuickBooks to sparse out all the payroll checks. So when the money comes in, it goes into an account, and you use the payroll QuickBooks to, okay, I have $10,000 that I got this month from my check, from sales. 2,000 goes to Tommy, 1,000 goes to Lauren, and 500 goes to Brooke. And then the rest comes to me. That's what you use QuickBooks for. And to make sure that the taxes are getting taken out for the IRS. You don't need to go to college for that. That is a software. If you're going to use a software or some type of tool or something like that, you don't need college for it. That's the only reason why you need college for lawyers and fucking doctors. That's about it. Everything else you're using a software for. Why the fuck am I going to college if I'm going to be using a software? Why don't I just learn the software on my damn own, off the internet? And most of the time, YouTube is way better at teaching somebody than fucking college. Plus, college has the biggest issue of, okay, I'm going to school to become a lawyer. Why the fuck am I taking chemistry classes? You see what I'm saying? You wasting everybody's time with this shit. You know what I mean? I'm learning the code in college, which I shouldn't. I should do that shit outside. But I'm learning the code in college, and I'm taking a fucking humanities class. So I'm taking Asian studies. Why am I doing this shit? Why do I have to do this? I'm trying to learn a skill. Why am I taking some other bullshit class? It just don't make sense to go to college.
They usually reject people with degrees. With almost 113,000 likes just on that comment. I had 3 internships, double majored, and still unemployed. It's been 7 months now. POV, you got your bachelor's degree in criminal justice but can't find a job. I could have probably made an entire video just
some other bullshit you don't have to go to school for.
You ugly motherfucker.
Criminal justice. The same reason I said before. If you're going to be using some type of software, okay, if you go to school to become a criminal justice major, just for you to go work in the law office, or you work in let's say you work in the police force, but you're like a dispatcher, or you deal with like case files or something like that. Why are you going to school to deal with some shit? Or if you use any type of software in a police department, outside of becoming a police officer, which you don't have to go to college for, you gotta learn how to run, learn how to shoot a gun, and learn how to drive a police car. Why are you going to college for criminal justice? If you want to work for the FBI, the only thing you need, I can go on the FBI website now. The only thing you need is to be 18, because I've done it before. You need to be at least 18. They would prefer you to have a college degree, but it ain't fucking required. They like people with military thing, and you just can't be a dumbass, because they're going to train you to make sure you know what you know. You're sharp enough to recognize patterns. You're not dumb out here. You know what I mean? They're gonna make sure you know how to shoot a gun, like all that. Come on, bruh. We don't need college. The world would be better off without college. The only niggas that should be going to college is doctors and lawyers. Everybody else, learn the damn software on your own. Now, is there something that can teach you the software and all that that can be way cheaper? Maybe a subscription or something like that, or maybe like you pay $1,000 and it's going to teach you how to code, and that's all you got to do. Cool, but I don't need to go to college to learn the code. Coding is something you have to practice. If you have to practice it, you don't need to go to college for it. Period.
Showing you example after example. But we'll finish this section off with a little bit more of a lighthearted clip.
I just got denied from a barista job, and I don't want to say anything specific, but I feel like I should have been like an immediate hire.
It's like banning Michael Phelps from the pool. 2 hair colors and a septum ring. Are they trying to go out of business? That one had almost 150,000 likes. This is how we know the job market is worse than it's ever been. You're the blueprint recession indicator. So this wasn't supposed to be taken too seriously. Like I said, a little bit more lighthearted in this very depressing video. But we can move on to the next example.
So I'm 29 now, have a master's degree, but I did make some mistakes in college that I wish I could go back and fix. So here's what I would tell you. Choose something smart. I chose physics.
Now, physics by itself is not bad. I like the idea that you went to college for physics. Physics is along the lines of the engineering, which may some engineering paths you may have to go to college for, but most you probably don't. Mechanical engineering, yeah, I mean, well, you have to learn the math. The math you don't need to learn from college. If you know the college math to become an engineer, cool. But some of the other things like the bending of metal, or maybe like the civil engineering, the architecture of buildings, stuff like that, reading blueprints, maybe the chemical engineering. You don't need if you can learn the math part on your own, and you just need like the chemical side, cool. Electrical engineering, yeah. So maybe just engineering as a whole. So doctors, engineers, and lawyers. Those are only real 3 careers I'm seeing that you have to go to school for. Physics is among the engineering and doctor path, if it makes sense.
It was not the smartest. It sounded cool, but after I graduated, it was hard to find a job. It wasn't until I got a master's in civil engineering where a job lined up for me. So before you tell me in the comments, oh, my friend studied, U.S. history from 1800s to the 1900s, and they have a great job. They work at the Smithsonian. That is not the case for most people, okay? Same with like liberal arts, philosophers. You're not going to become the next Socrates. Psychology, also very hard. Cool field, but it's hard to get a job, man. Just tell.
Yeah, and my wife has a master's degree. She works, she has a bachelor's in psychology. And when I met her coming off of ending her master's degree in psychology, like finishing it, right? But she had told me, if you go to school for like psychology, you will not get a job. And I was like, why? Ain't you a psychologist? She said, no. In order to be a psychologist, you need a doctorate degree. I said, okay, so if there's going to be getting no job with a bachelor's, and in order to become a psychologist, you need a doctorate, why do you have a master's? She said, the master's is the point where you can do, it's like a nurse. A nurse can go to school for 2 years or 4 years to push meds and do some physical things to the body, but she can't go into the body, right? That's what a doctor's needed for. And then if you're going to go into a person's body, you need to go to school hella longer, 5 to 6 more years to go into the body. She said it's like that with psychology. If you go get a psychology degree, you're just going to be a receptionist. You're going to do paperwork all day. If you go to school to get a doctorate, you can perform treatment with certain meds or certain like therapy type things. You can physically do something, but that's 8 years. I said, so you stopped at 6. What's the difference? She said 6 is the perfect point where you can do something outside of a pushing paper, and you can learn to like test kids and stuff like that. And there's different career paths that open up where you can provide some treatments to certain things and things like that. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And that's basically what he said, because he said he went to school for physics, couldn't do shit with physics because you can't necessarily practice it. It's like understanding everything about a certain career path. You can just do the damn paperwork. So it's not until he went and got that extra 2 years in civil engineering that he now has a job like working on contracts, building things, designing things, and stuff like that. Designing bridges, that's shit that civil engineers do. They design architecture. Okay, we're going to put a stadium here. You need a team of civil engineers to say the stadium can go here. We got to run pipes under the city. It's got to be this amount of water that we need, this amount of pipe to come here. Like, that's all what he's saying. So, man, it's a lot. We almost done.
And the other bit of advice just boils down to being social and networking. I guess that's a lot of people's argument in favor of college right now, that your 4 years of attending school is just one big network meeting. I mean, on one hand, I understand, but paying $40, $50, $60, $70,000 a year just for the potential of networking and maybe landing a job through that seems absolutely insane to me. But I guess we're just getting to that point now. It's all about who you know and how they could get you a job. My son graduated.
And that's crazy too. If you're gonna tell me going to college is for the networking experience, cool. But then let me ask you this: why do I have to go to college to just network? Can I do that shit without college? If you're telling me that's the real value is the network, can I just get it outside of college and then dodge that debt that you're gonna have to pay back? Because that debt is going to get paid back. It's going to get paid back one way or another. So, it is what it is.
For computer engineering and no job. Me with my criminal justice degree, another one. But the entire process from start to finish is just a mess.
I had a job interview today, and come to find out, it was not a job interview. So I show up to the company. I was very, very excited about this opportunity because I really wanted this job. I go in. I tell them, hey, I'm here for a job interview. Front desk woman is like, you're who? Like, they were like, very confused. So she went back, got someone. They came out and they're like, why are you here? And I was like, because I have an interview. I've been in contact with this person, right? And then they both look confused. I kind of hear them talking in the back and they're like, I hope she doesn't have an interview for my job. I was like, what? So I end up meeting with the person who I'd been in contact with. And he sits down and we're talking and he's like, I did already fill this position, but I just wanted to meet you in case we have something in the future.
This should be illegal to do.
That should, yeah, bruh. You gonna do what? Okay, here's what's gonna happen to you, sir. Negro, ain't no way you finna bring me up here for a job interview and then tell me you just wanted to see me face to face, bruh. You gonna catch these hands, bruh. You gonna catch these hands, bruh. I ain't rocking. I ain't rocking at all, bruh. I ain't going for it. Bruh.
Extremely unprofessional. Not to mention, people waste their last dollar on gas getting to that job interview. They're playing in our faces. Fake job, fake interviews, ghosting, layoffs, all-time high. But at the same time, if you get caught lying on your resume, whew, the double standards are just amazing to me.
I'm not sure if you've seen this, but Intel is laying off 15,000 people. Yep, that's 15,000 people. This is nothing short of a...
This happened earlier in the year. This isn't a new video. I haven't seen this video, but this happened. Oh, well, I mean, he's got that date. I don't have that date. I've seen Intel lay off 15,000 people way earlier. So this could be another one, another round of it. But Intel laid off people sometime early summer, like spring. Like March, April, I want to say. But I don't remember that date. That's my B
date. They
date.
put themselves into this position, and yet any changes to the leadership team, None that I could find. I read through a number of these articles just to see if I could pull out the notes, see if I was missing anything, but no. So I thought I'd summarize a few of them for you here and why I believe this is 100% on leadership. One is Intel's annual revenue fell by $24 billion from 2020 through 2023, even as its workforce grew by 10%, right? So revenues are declining, which again, you may have seen coming or didn't see coming, but did you adjust? No, you kept on hiring anyway. These next 4 quotes are from the CEO of the company. Our revenues have not grown as expected. That's leadership issue. We've yet to fully benefit from the powerful trends like AI. Leadership again. Our costs are too high, our margins are too low. Leadership.
Yeah, bro, that's on y'all, bro.
Ugly motherfucker.
That ain't on your employees, bro. You're hired. You're hired to figure this shit out.
You have to read this story.
Figure it out. So when shit go bad because you didn't do your job, now you're just gonna get rid of the workforce, bro. If people ain't coming to your restaurant to eat, if people ain't buying your software, okay, you gotta figure something out. Here's a good bit of knowledge for people who didn't know. I don't know if this is true in marketing. If anybody works in marketing, they can tell me this is a real saying. But in marketing, it's a saying called if something is not selling, there's one of 2 issues. It's either the product is bad or the marketing is bad. Every issue that has to deal with sales, it's one of those 2. It's either the product is bad or the marketing is bad. So it could be both. But 9 times out of 10, one or the other is really the issue. So I don't know which one is which for Intel, but I don't know. Evidently, I mean, they make sales. It's just they got to figure some shit out.
Future benefiting from AI is obviously not going to be due to the employees. More of them would get laid off, most likely.
Thanks for jumping on, everybody. So as you know, we've made the very difficult decision to lay off 25% of the organization. And here's why you should be excited about that, okay? Because not only is it not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing, because it wasn't as much of a layoff as much as it is a re-strategizing of our existing priorities. And what that newfound focus is going to allow us to do is really reinvent and reimagine the way that we do business, okay? And while I can assure you that these decisions are not made in a vacuum, they are made with a mop, okay? Just like a clean sweep, so that now we have a clean floor. And what we're able to build on that floor is really up to you. Okay, because what this does is it opens up a lot of very exciting opportunities, not just for us as a business, but also for all of the remaining stakeholders. We have a lot more leeway and a lot more breathing room in order to give you guys the path that you need. Okay, and while I know what you're thinking, oh, does this mean like I'm gonna get promoted, I'm gonna get a raise? Yeah.
So I know that this was supposed to be a skit, but all of us have heard this before. We've seen examples of people recording themselves getting.
Yeah, bro. If somebody hit me with that's why in my content, even when I do the Pop the Balloon shows, I say everybody's has to. The problem with the world is that it can't be no more lies told. There are no more lies to tell. It is straight truth from here on out. There is no more space for one more lie. It's like a bridge with the maximum weight on it. It's that 3,000 or elevator. 3,000 pounds is the weight limit. It's got 2,999 pounds on it. You cannot tell one more lie. There's not one more lie that we can accept as a country. But people are just going to keep lying. Like companies are going to keep. You ever go to a company or read a website and they use all them? I'd say it all the time. They use these big ass words. Like, bruh, there's no way to use all these. Like he just said, he used big ass words to say some bullshit, and people will do it. People will use all these this, that, and they will use all these big ass words, bruh. You sell a product. Just say you sell that product. Quit telling me all these big ass words. We are reinvigorating the industry that is collapsed. You know, we are redefining what artificial intelligence look like to bring you into the future. Our metamorphosis of data analysis, bruh, shut the fuck, bruh. Shut that shit up.
Shut the fuck up.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that, bruh.
I'm not sitting here saying I know. I don't know, but I know you don't know either, bitch ass nigga.
You know what I mean? And then in the same time be laying people off. So how you doing all this reimagining AI and reimagining your software and your team and all these great things like that, but you laying people off? How you reimagining something, but you going broke at the same time, bruh? Come on, bruh. Companies just be out here lying, bruh. Left and fucking
Fired
right.
over the Zoom calls. Reciting those same paragraphs over and over again will help you through this difficult time. We're restructuring, blah, blah, blah. And now I guess you're considered lucky if a human being tells you that you're fired now.
Man, I can't deal with when shit be like that. Now I'm gonna get rid of that video. We gonna watch a little bit of this YouTuber again. Shout out to shout out to a homestay journey. She's a fantastic YouTuber. Plus,
I'm finna go deep inside. Yeah, just leave them nuts hanging out. Yeah.
So we gonna watch a little bit of where.
I can't enjoy it because I got no money to do nothing. I remember in the summertime, one time I was like getting ready to go get gas to mow my lawn, and I realized I was broke and had to like take money off my overdraft, my checking account, just to buy fuel for my lawnmower. But I'm like, I just want to be able to enjoy my weekend and feel like I got a few extra dollars, or like when I'm mowing my lawn, I want to take pride in that. But I can't explain the feeling that you get when you're broke on a weekend. You just almost feel guilty for enjoying yourself.
I don't want to trigger anyone by talking about this, but like, how much money are we spending on groceries a month? I just went over our budget for last month, and our family of 4 spent $1,200 on groceries. And like, yes, that does include like household items like toilet paper, paper towels, like household items. But $1,200. We're not eating all organic. We're not eating like anything out of the ordinary. We're just like a...
Yes, you are. Well, I'm not saying yes, you are, but I am saying shout out to Spacious TMX, bruh. Shout out to you, bruh. Hey, make sure you here tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna go on at 11 and we're gonna be doing a Pot the Balloon review, and we're gonna be getting at these motherfuckers on this Pot the Balloon show. I'm invigorating. I gotta hard on to get these people on these spooky ass Pot the Balloon shows, because they just be saying any damn thing, bruh. And that's gonna happen tomorrow. Like I said, Sundays, shout out to you. Sundays, you know, TMX, are you a boy or a girl? You Specious? What's that? What is that? Spekious TMX? You a man or female? Cause I don't know. It's, you know, it's good either way. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. I want to have some female people. I thought what's that girl from Love Mountain, the host? What was her name? Damn, what was her name? Kristen. I thought Kristen was gonna come back. I'm gonna watch some Kristen stuff, and I'm gonna reach out to them because yeah. But anyway, yeah, we gonna be doing that Pot the Balloon show tomorrow.
Normal American diet. Like what? Like
oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. This woman, right? Listen, if you're spending that amount of money on the food that you're eating, you need to eat. You need to eat differently. Because you're eating them, I'm pretty sure your kids got snacks. Your kids got chips. You know what I mean? You getting a bag of chips, the little 48 pack of chips. Bruh. I know you doing it. Because we doing it too. You know what I mean? That's why I say I'm not here to fake the funk. I'm not ever going to lie
You have to read
people on
this
this
story.
on my show. Because I ain't got a lot of people. We are all broke. You know what I mean? We all fucked up out here. Everybody broke. Everybody going through it. Everybody trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean, bro? I'm not about to sit up here and lie to
I
people.
do not look down on niggers, kites, wops, or greasers. Here you are all equally worthless.
Bruh, we are all equally worthless, bruh. I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm better than you. You better than me. You sharper than me, nigga. We are all broke. We are all ugly. You know what I mean?
Ugly motherfucker.
We all the same. We all lie, cheat, and steal. We all do all the same shit. But my advice, the only difference with me is I'm just being honest about it, and I'm just giving my opinion. Now, for her, my opinion is you know, I mean, shit. Like even when I like here, what I do, just because I eat a lot of veggies, but I eat veggies like like a different way. I don't eat veggies with my meal. Like I eat veggies just like the snack during the day. So if ever I'm hungry during the day, like I said, every day I eat broccoli, carrots, and or celery every day. Asparagus every day. By itself. Like by itself. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Shout out to you, you know what I mean? Now, because you're fourth, when we do the Pop the Balloon show tomorrow, sorry I missed your question. No, you good, bro. You good, bro. Now, when we do our Pop the Balloon show, you'll get to choose your lady out of the lineup. Unfortunately, what? Species. What the hell is that? You know what I mean?
You ugly motherfucker.
The hell is a species? What the hell is a species? You know what I mean? But anyway, you'll get to pick your lady. Now, because you're fourth, poor man is at first, Scotty is first, you know, but if he show up too damn late, we're gonna skip over Scotty. Poor man will get to go second. I'll go third, and then you can go fourth. You know what I mean? But yeah, all right, cool. But yeah, man, back on this. You'll like watching my content. You know, I'm not. Shout out to DA. I'm not like trying to swagger jack like viewers or anything like that. I love DA and like how his thought process was, even like the people he has on, because he actually wants to have a conversation, just be honest with the shit. He's tired of people lying too, and I like him because I love DA for his content and his views, because his view on things, because he looks at things. I like people who are different and who people are out the ordinary, because when you get ordinary people around, they say ordinary shit, and they even talk ordinary. They use the same ordinary language. Like, we were just watching a video of the guy mocking up firing people, but having it in this over analytical, smart, using big words type of way, bruh. And I'm tired of people doing that. I'm tired of companies doing it. I'm tired of people on the internet doing it. And I'm tired of just people I know doing it. So over here, we just gonna roast these damn people. That's what we gonna do. And we gonna give our thoughts, feelings, opinions respectfully. You know what I mean? We gonna call a spade a spade, and we just not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Yeah. I love DA. DA, that's my boy. I'm gonna try to work with him to like, cause I know he likes doing panels, and I spoke to him before, and I know he probably wants to kind of get more into like branching off and doing some other things too. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna get with DA here in the future. But yeah, man, back on this woman with her with the money for the food. Listen, you got to figure out, you know, how to make stuff cheaper. So eat healthier, because I'm pretty sure you buying Oreos. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you getting your kids box of chips. You know what I mean?
You have to read this story.
I'm pretty sure y'all got the big ass box of Fruit Loops.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure y'all got Twinkies. What else she buying? Kids just running around the house eating with the mini muffins.
You have to read this.
No.
I know y'all got y'all know the cake from Walmart, the round cake is about 10 inches wide, and the middle's got that little the black thing. Yep, I know you got one of them.
No,
Or I know you got the sampler. No, she ain't get that. She got the sample one where it's like carrot cake, strawberry cheesecake, and red velvet. Yep, I know she bought it.
No.
Talking about they spent $1,200 a month. Stop buying that shit. You know what I mean? Buy some more veggies. Only eat veggies. I was just talking about the only way this is going to work is technology is going to go away eventually, but we all going to have to go back and live the way God started it. God had it intended it. Everything outside of doing it that way leads to this, leads to what's happened before, leads to issues.
When did this happen?
How are we doing? How are we doing? Went to the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. It was just a quick run. Trash bags. A few
Okay.
command strips. Show you
Well,
what
she now we gonna view this and figure out why her thing is so expensive.
It was just a quick run. Trash bags. A few command strips. Only 2 pre-made food things.
I don't know what the pre-made food thing.
And 2 little Easter basket type things I'm gonna put in. Little magnets. That's it.
Where'd she get it from? What the hell is that? Where you get it from?
$121.
Oh, you must live in damn California or some shit. That's what that sounds like. That sounds like you living in California. Now, if we go back, hold on, we gonna go back and just count it up.
Type. How are we doing? Went to the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. It was
Now, this is what I think, because I think it's somewhere around 80. Now, that right there, that's the trash bag. That's like $12, $13, right? So that's like 13. I'm gonna just put it at 13.
Command strips.
Command strips, I don't know which ones. She showed it real quick. That's probably $6, $7. So she's probably at a dub right there.
Only 2 pre-made food things.
I don't even know what the pre-made food things are, but let's just say they both $8 a piece. She's at $36. No, she's at $40. She's at $45.
And 2 little Easter basket type things I'm gonna put in. Little magnets. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know what those Easter basket things are. Those are probably 10 a piece. So I count maybe 65, $70.
That's all I got. $121.
I don't know what unless that chicken was like $30 or $25 a pre-made thing, I don't know.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon. Dude, $12.44. Patties?
Yeah, bruh. It costs that much. Don't buy that shit. You know, I'm not gonna run upstairs, but I just told you I eat carrots, broccoli, celery, and asparagus every day by itself. I mainly like carrots and broccoli by itself, and I like celery. So I like carrots and celery. Broccoli not so much by itself, but I'll boil the carrots. So I get baby carrots, right? I'll get a shit ton of them, and I'll boil basically half the bag, but the bag is like $1.50. So I'll boil a whole bunch of baby carrots and hit it with a little in a pot for about 5-6 minutes, so they just get softer. I could do them hard, like just but I don't like the crunch and shit. So I get them soft. So I boil them, drain them out, strain them out, pat them dry so they ain't got all that excess water with it, and then I hit it with some ranch. So I got like what I would have in my handful of baby carrots, so quite a bit, and I'll eat that shit every other day. I'm doing that the same way I do broccoli. So I get the broccoli head, set in the thing, clean it like with a cleaner, boil in the water with the cleaner, and then drain it out, boil it again, get the water out, chop the broccoli up, and I'll hit that one with a little bit of barbecue sauce, you know what I mean? Just a little bit, same way. As much broccoli I can fit in my hand, the same way. And then I do celery, I'll probably eat half the little pack just with some ranch or barbecue sauce. I'm weird like that, you know what I mean?
You ugly motherfucker.
That's how I do it, but I get my veggies in. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm not one of the people who's going, I got rice and I got my broccoli and I got my baked chicken. No, I don't do shit like that. but I know I ate my veggies or ate veggie that day. See what I'm saying? And later on the night or later on in the evening, maybe I'll add some chicken with something else or some steak with something else or it's like some, I don't know, tacos with something else. You know what I mean? But I make sure I get some type of veggie in every day. Yeah, like mayo, sriracha. I mean, I'm not big on sriracha because that shit like spicy as hell. But I mean, a non-spicy sriracha, cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, just something. You know, you can do. There's ways to eat healthier and cheaper than that. Like that example I just gave you. So let's say I live by myself. I don't. Oh, so TMX, just so you know, I'm married and I got 3 kids. All girls, by the way. You know what I mean?
You ugly motherfucker.
Got 3 of them, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 3 daughters, bruh. 3 of them, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but it's ways that people can eat healthier instead of going about all this shit that we see on like in this video, you know? And that's one way. Not only are you eating healthier, you're eating cheaper. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know? So,
Bro, 12.28 for some taquitos.
yeah, bruh, it's gonna be that much, bruh. I already got 3. My brother, I got 1 biological brother and he has 2 and his wife is pregnant now and they getting ready to figure out, I think beginning of October, if he's gonna have a 3rd. So me and my biological brother, it's only me and my little brother. And we both got all girls, bruh. Oh shit. I can't even believe that shit. But you wanna know the funny part about it is I seen a TED talk where they're studying why most athletes have. So growing up I played basketball. I played basketball like my school and AAU. I did AAU a lot, Boys and Girls Club, all that shit. And my brother did the same, but he played football. So it's a study, or it's not a study, it's a woman who said a lot of athletes they tend to have girls when they're young. I mean, when they have kids. And they don't know why. It's something like 80, it's not like a marginal number like 40%, it's something like 80% of athletes have daughters, primary daughters, male athletes at least. And they're trying to figure out why. And they don't know, but scientifically, I guess they recently came out and said because male athletes run around in like football, they wear the shorts, and like basketball, like we're running around a lot. Heat, the X chromosome is actually way more susceptible to heat in our bodies. So when we run around and we're active and we're athletes, we're basically cooking our nuts and we're cooking all the boy sperm out of our nuts. Craziest shit I ever heard, bro. But I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah, you have to.
Because when you think of like most athletes, male athletes, they have female daughters. Almost all of them. There's very few male athletes that only have boys. Kobe had 4 daughters. Every other football player, Saquon Barkley's got like 2 daughters. Steph Curry's got all daughters. Like when you think about it, it's crazy as hell, but yeah. Do scouts? What was that? Yeah, man. Yeah, not that processed garbage, bro. Yeah, I mean, we gonna have to.
Afford eggs. Bro, $9.92 for a frozen piece. The same price as the Uno's one, bro. Bro, frozen fish nugget bites, $6.62.
Nah, them frozen fish nugget bites, bro. Who's ever eating that shit? Y'all gotta stop eating that shit, bro. And I'm not even somebody who, because I'm not gonna cap and say I eat clean, because I don't, but I know I eat my veggies like religiously, but um I have to eat cleaner, but I'm not massively overweight, and I'm 6'1", by the way. But yeah, camping and shit. Oh, Boy Scouts. Nah, I didn't do it. Nah, I never did Boy Scouts. I just did. I grew up outside of Washington D.C., so I grew up in Riverdale, Maryland. I just played basketball. That was my thing. You know. Come on, man. I'm a black guy from a not so good area, bruh. You think I'm gonna go camping or I'm gonna play basketball? Try to go to the damn NBA. You know what I mean?
You have to read this story.
You know what I mean? What is a black guy grew up in a not an overly rough part of town, but a rough part of town? What is he gonna do? He's gonna play basketball or football.
Okay,
Yeah.
so mass looting. This is something that we all have seen on the news, and this person is making a joke about it, but it's also kind of hinting that, hey, the way that prices are going, it's almost to be expected that something like this could happen. Like, let's not be surprised. And I didn't even think about that until I saw this video, and I thought, oh, wow, okay, so can this be something that does happen? What do you think? This is when you have to go back to your basic rice and beans and bananas and carrots and just a few things like that. Not
That's what everybody should be doing. Rice ain't even good for you, for real. For real. If you wanna be technical about it, rice is a food. Rice, rice by itself. I mean, rice is a really bad food, especially rice that's here in America. Because rice is here in America is grown in like Alabama and shit like that, the South. And those rice fields that are in the South all have arsenic in it. Rice is really bad for that. It literally has a poison to our body, our DNA makeup in it, just out of the ones that are in like the South. But rice by itself is a fatty food. That's why like you have like the even Mexicans. No, I'm not dissing the Mexicans or like anything like that, but they tend to be bigger people. Why? Because rice. If you just eating rice all damn day, you know, you eating rice all damn day, you're gonna be bigger. Now the reason why Asians eat a lot of rice every day, but they eat very portioned. Two, they live very active lifestyles. And three, they eat other high protein stuff. So you look at like Chinese and Japanese people, they eat rice probably every day, but they eat a lot of sushi and they eat a lot of other things. And they're very active. Like it's actually something that they have to do. They walk way more than most. Um, they bike, ride, and pedal and stuff like that, and they stay active. So that's what they do in their culture. But even in the yeah, it's pure carbs. Yeah, rice is terrible. Rice is terrible for you. It's 100% carbs. That's one of the quickest thing they like bodybuilders and shit like that when they want to get big. Eat rice. Anything with rice, hella fat for you. Yeah, they have a lot of meat, Yeah, and they do small size, yeah. So that's why rice, it's funny, just in that story I told you, Mexicans eat a lot of rice and their women tend to be bigger and their men tend to be bigger, but Asians eat a lot of rice and they tend to be smaller, but Mexicans don't live a very active lifestyle. Asians live a very active lifestyle, and on top of that, they eat a lot of fish and other things too to supplement that. Whereas Mexicans, I don't know what else Mexicans eat, but I know that every meal primarily has rice in it. It's just a fatty food. The King Diary is killing us too. I mean, yeah, you're right. But I mean, it is what it is. We got to eat cleaner. The beans are good. Beans are good for you, but you know, who's just want to eat beans? But it is what it is. We all have to eat cleaner as people, but that's something people aren't going to do to make their things shorter.
Getting
You
anything
know, make their bills cheaper.
prepackaged, not buying all of the more of the luxury items, but just items that you know are the basic necessities for you and your family. And this is also why I am such a proponent of buying things in advance, stocking up on food, being prepared for times like this, because the only way to really combat inflation is to buy things in advance, to change up what you are buying, to start to grow your own food, to find local sources of basic food items like your farmers, whatever they're producing, things like that, because it's getting very, very difficult to survive and be able to feed your family in the same way that you are used to. You just almost can't do it anymore.
This bag, look, hold on. This bag only has, see, that's the air right here. Stay with me, people. From here down, $6.49.
Wait, $6.29.
Okay, well,
20
whatever. I mean, $6 for this.
It's groceries are absolutely
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Look, I gotta get a wire transfer from Wells Fargo.
Yeah, I mean, they rely. You're right. The Mexicans rely heavily on beans, but they rely heavily on rice too. And although the beans are good for you by themselves, beans do have a good. They got a decent protein. From what I know, they have a decent protein, and maybe their carbs is like 1-to-1, kind of like fruit. That's why fruit is 100% carbs too, but its DNA makeup is like glucose to fructose is like 1-to-1. So you can eat fruit all day and you won't get really big if you don't work out. But if you eat rice all day, you're gonna blow up. You know. But it was made like that. But fruit spikes your blood sugar probably way worse than rice does. But no, I mean, it doesn't spike your blood sugar like rice does because of that DNA makeup. But yeah, man, we gotta eat bigger. Like this guy's having a $6 bag of chips in his hand, and that's not even the party size. You used to pay $6 for the biggest bag of chips you can fucking find. I mean, the bag of chips that look like a damn shopping bag of chips. But now you're paying $6 for the medium one. You know? I'm 37, so I grew up where you go to the gas station to get the chips in there. They were like $1.09 when I was real young. Then in my early teens, they were $1.29, $1.49. I recently went in that I look and it was like $2.89 for the same style bag of chips, and I was like, bruh, the wrap for that shit.
These grocery prices in rural Washington.
Fruit after eating, sugary snacks. Yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, look at all these things. Look at what she's showcasing. Bullshit. Let's go back to what's this woman showcasing? So, eggs. Okay, eggs is the only thing that same price here in West Canada. Yeah. I mean, she's all these people are primarily in America. You know? But so she's showing the eggs. Okay, eggs is the only thing that it is healthy, but whatever. And it's, cheese. Cheese, it was a byproduct. I'm not exactly sure how healthy cheese is. It really ain't, but it does have a slight health benefit, maybe 10 to 15% of it. But she's also showing the big ass glob of cheese, though. I can't even see what the fuck that is. Chicken of the sea. Now this is expensive. This makes me think she's in like California or something like that. Cause this right here, ranch. This is probably I mean, that's got to be like $3 where I'm at. But she's showing all this. Yeah, not like this shit. Come on, bro. It's not.
Have y'all seen the news today? Because from what I'm seeing, it looks like we all need to be having a garden now. Because if things are about to be as bad as they're looking with these tariffs and everything else, like, bro.
Yeah, she said rural Washington. Yeah, I lived in Seattle, Washington too. I mean, see, Washington is a very expensive state to live in. It is not a cheap state to live in. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think like it'd be easier, like it's cheaper to live in Washington. Nope, the cheapest places to live are in the fucking South, or in poor ass West Virginia, or Missouri, or Arkansas. That's where it's going to be cheap to live. Everywhere else is going to be standard market rate. You know. But if you're going, especially if you're going to live in a blue state, you're going to pay more. It's just going to be higher cost of living.
They're already high as heck, but they really about to be high now. So if you don't have a garden, honey, you need to start one. And I don't want to hear nothing about having a green thumb. I don't want to hear none of that. It's all about reading, learning, and trial and error. So just start it now and thank me later.
I definitely second that. If you don't think now is a good time to start a garden, you really need to think again. This is something that people have been doing for generations, and it's only within the past 2 generations that we have stopped being so connected with the land, you know, having the ability and the knowledge to be able to produce our own food. We go to the grocery store for everything nowadays, and realistically, the more we can start to learn about gardening, about different traditional skills, if you haven't started already, you're just going to be doing yourself a favor, and I highly recommend that you get started with that. But
I mean, see, the thing about it could be, but again, like it's a far broader discussion to have, because you're absolutely correct. California could, but we don't do this in this country. We could take out, especially in certain areas, we could move people out and just have people who do the farming and all that stuff there, and pump out everything else to feed our country there. Have the people who live there on a premium, but the farmers and all that kind of do their thing there. But we don't do that. What we do in the US at least is we have everybody live all over the US. We don't take one area out and do everything. It's kind of like a house. The country is ran like a house, like that has no walls. So they just have a toilet next to a refrigerator. They have a bed next to the damn patio to go outside. Like it's just ran like that, where it should, at least in my thought processes, certain states grow certain things. Okay, so those states and those areas should be on 100% reserved for that type growth of that type, whatever the thing is. So California with whatever the fruit that they grow out there. I know the South can grow fruit and stuff like that too. So you take certain areas, you just grow whatever you need to grow there. The farmers need to live there. They need to have all their stuff there. And then they take that and they extrapolate that out to the rest of the country. Now, of course, we're not doing it for free. We pay these people what they're worth and a little bit more, because we're moving the country around a certain way. As far as the people living in these areas, they need to get the fuck out and go live somewhere else. That's what we should do, but we don't do that. And we just want to continue to try to have different areas. Now, of course, it's going to take too long, and food is going to spoil. If we relied on fruit from Florida to reach up in fucking Washington, it'll never happen, because it's going to spoil but before it gets there. I'm aware of that. That's why the areas that can grow, we need to have like certain areas, okay, we have this here, this here, this here, like it's spaced out to where it can actually easily get to people. We do this with our trade. So if I want to go get a PlayStation right now, I can drive 10 minutes to a Walmart and get a PlayStation that was made from another country. So how we can't do food like that to make it cheaper for us in this US baffles me. You know what I mean? And that's for a PlayStation. I can just go get a PlayStation in 15 minutes that didn't even come from this country. So they had enough wherewithal to have them packaged and sent here to my area. Why we can't do that with food and just have it grown closer to where people need to eat it at? Well, northern areas can get Florida fruit, but they have to pick it before ripe, so poor quality. Yeah, but I'm saying like just in the way that it's grown. Like if I'm not saying let's just say if Florida is the only place where we can get oranges, cool. Then everybody else in the north, y'all gonna have to deal with poor oranges. But Florida is not the only place where we can get oranges. So the area in which that we need to get our food and all of our food, it needs to kind of be closer, you know what I mean? To where people live. Now, of course, people live in Florida, so they get all the best oranges, all the sweetest oranges right off the thing. I'm aware of that, but what I'm saying is, if let's say Tennessee can grow oranges, I don't know if they can, but let's just say they do. Let's just say they can. Okay, then we need to kind of pump out oranges from Tennessee and whatever else that we can pump from there. And that way, people in Philly can get oranges. People in New York can get oranges. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But we don't do that in this country. We just literally just have shit everywhere. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Even to the point that Oklahoma City, Kansas, all this area gets wiped out by tornadoes left and fucking right, and we rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. If this area is going to be Tornado Valley or whatever like that, why aren't we prohibiting certain areas? Like, why do we just keep sending people back? I mean, I'm not the smartest guy. I'm just a guy who's like sharp enough. I don't consider myself a king or anything like that. If that's what you kind of getting at, but it just makes sense. You know, it's like a home. Things need to be put in a certain area. You don't have it in a certain area just because you want it there. You have it in a certain area because it kind of needs to be there. It needs to be easily accessible. You know what I mean? You don't put your alarm clock under your bed. That's where it would clear out. Let's just say you didn't have a dining room, you didn't have a bedside table, you just had an alarm clock on the ground. Well, you don't put it under your bed because you want a cleaner area. You put it out there so you can fucking hear it. So you don't have to hear it under the bed, if you even hear it at all. So that's what people do. We just clutter our area. I mean, we don't clutter the area with things that we need. So we'll put an alarm clock under our bed. Theoretically, that's what the country does when it should be on the dresser so we can hear it. But everything else that should be on the dresser or that, should be under the bed, we put on the dresser too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna definitely be on tomorrow night at 11 if you want to come back. You know what I mean? Come back by around 11. We're gonna do a pot of balloon to find love. You know what I mean? See if we can't find TMX a nice little
I'm
honey for
finna go
himself.
deep inside. Yeah. Just leave them nuts hanging out. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Gotta run, bro. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I'm looking into doing it too. I'm looking into homesteading too, especially canning because canning, and I'm getting ready to get off too. Yeah, 11 Eastern. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be on it about 10:30. So I'm gonna be on tomorrow at 10:30. But tonight I was on at 11. Tomorrow I'm gonna be on at 10:30. 10:30 p.m. I'm just before you go. I'm a late YouTuber. Not late, but I stream off the late night just because I got young kids. They running around. If their ass was in bed and my wife wasn't like coming out and I can't just hear them and shit like that, I would want to go on earlier. I feel like it'd be better for people, but I'll be on tomorrow at 10:30. Yeah, you know. But yeah, man. We should, I mean, we got to do things better in this country. But, I mean, it's, with that being said, we need more community homesteads. Yeah, I'm about to look into getting into it too. I don't know enough. I know a woman who homesteads on her property. I don't necessarily have the property for it because we have moles, and I don't know if I need to treat these little moles that be burrowing. And when I cut my backyard, I be stepping on their little things so the grass sinks in. So I don't know where even to put it. They done got my damn trash can. If I have my trash can lid kind of filled with trash and it's not closed, it's like an extra bag that's just kind of got it propped open. They'll get in there, bust the bag open, and then shit is all on the ground in the morning that I gotta go clean up. So, but definitely, I would look into homestead and stuff like that. I can definitely try looking at Canon, but, yeah, man. But with that being said, hey, listen, shout out TMX, you know what I mean?
You ugly motherfucker.
Shout out my boy Poor Man, he came by today.
You ugly motherfucker.
And shout out to the few other people that was here in the chat, you know.
You have to read this story.
You know, or a few other people that was watching, you know. But love the conversation with y'all. A whole stage journey. I see y'all boys, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all boys back here tomorrow. I'll be on at 10:30. And yeah, we're gonna be doing the pot of Luna Find Love, and we're gonna have some fun. So definitely stop back by, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe too, man. And that being said, I'm gonna be out. Catch y'all boys back here tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe too.
You ugly motherfucker.
Ooh, gotta